Welcome back to Simply Living It. In today's video, we're going to talk about homeschool planning. Planning the upcoming homeschool year. That's what we are going to be diving into in today's video. Please join me. I want to start today's video off by saying, I'm just going to state this, like you think this would be an obvious thing, but I'm just going to say it. There is no right or wrong way to plan your homeschool, to schedule your homeschool. There's no right or wrong way. Whatever you do needs to fit your home and your family and your lifestyle, right? So in today's video, this is how I plan our upcoming homeschool year. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you will know that I do it a little bit differently. This is something that has taken me, quite a few years. I couldn't give you an exact number, but I didn't do this in the very beginning. And it was really stressful. The last few years, I have begun reverse record keeping. That's what I do. I don't have a strict schedule and plan for each given day, but I am in the process of, I don't know if streamlining is the right word, but I'm in the process of changing things up than how we've done it in the past. I will continue reverse record keeping, but as far as my schedule and my homeschool routine or flow, however that goes, those details will be coming in a future video as I narrow everything down, because as I have told you, I'm really wanting to dive into a block schedule system this year, just because I'm wanting something a little bit different. I'm wanting to take some of the pressure off of the everyday tasks. And for me, if we had a block schedule where one day, say we do our gather round homeschool unit, and then the next day, maybe we do a science. Like we'll do our math, right? And our language, we'll do those 4 days a week. We are a 4-day-a-week homeschool family. We've always done that as long as I can remember, 4 days a week. I really like the idea of having that flexibility and even allowing more time. Like I feel like if I wake up and I have less things on my list of things to do, I feel better. In the public school system, we had a block schedule. And so I just thought, why not? Like, let's try it. I've never done that. We've always tried to get everything in one day. The next thing I want to add this year, which I talked about in my homeschool goals video, but I want to add fun Fridays. I want to come out of the gates running because I'm really good at doing that. But then life sets in and here we are, right? So I don't want to shoot too high, but I really, really, really would love at least 2 Fridays a month to be a fun Friday. Art, a field trip, something that's not our typical average Friday, if you will. Even if it means games at home or just something different. That's really what I want to dive into this year in our homeschool for Fridays. So we'll see. But when it comes to our homeschool schedule, our homeschool routine, it looks very different here at Simply Living It. This is how we've done it. I reverse record keep. I don't have everything listed out every day, what we're gonna do. I have a totally different system and it works for us. All that to say, let's take a look at my homeschool planner. I wanna show you what we have going on inside, kind of how I lay it all out, how I keep track of things, because record keeping in our homeschool is very minimal as well. But let me show you what I'm talking about. My homeschool planner. This is my planner, designed and created by yours truly here at Simply Living It. This planner is meant to be like simple. That's the whole point of this planner. This is a homeschool planner that is undated. That's how I wanted it because it makes it easier for me to use and kind of tweak it to fit my own personal needs. As I am flipping through this homeschool planner, you will find that you have a monthly calendar overview, and with each month there are 5 separate weeks that run Monday through Friday. So you can break down the whole month like you see here, fill in your dates, write down any, important notes, anything that you need to have written down, and customize it to fit your needs, such as vacations or the first day of school, different things that you might have planned in your home, in your homeschool, field trips, stuff like that. So for me personally, We are beginning our homeschool year in August, so I'm going to go ahead and fill out the whole month of August to begin with. I'm going to get my calendar all set and fill in the dates for August and get everything set and squared away for our first month back to school. Once I get my monthly overview all, lined out and everything squared away, I turn the page to have my weekly overview. Now, this is where I break down everything that we do in our homeschool day to day. There is a section on the right-hand side, as you can see, for extra notes and any extra things that you might need to write down, things that, are on a to-do list, things of those sorts. The first page here in the week of to-do, we have a breakdown where you can fill out each individual subject that you want your children to do. This is something that you can, break down by child, which is what I do. So the first line you will see in the subject section, next to that section, I have the initial A. That is for my oldest. These are the specific subjects that he will be doing essentially every day. I'm just going to write all of his subjects down on this specific block, and then we will move through the week, and as we accomplish them, I will fill them in for that specific day. So for instance, if he does math on Monday and language on Monday, I will put a check mark and write down the lesson that he completed on that specific day. I'm going to repeat this process for my other two boys as well, and these are only their individual subjects. So stay with me and I'll show you how we do family subjects, but these are the individual subjects that my boys are each doing. Again, we're going to do a block schedule, so these won't all necessarily be getting done every single day. More details to come on our block schedule in the future, but for right now, each child is written, their initial is written to the left-hand side of the subject bar, and then I have the individual subjects for them. Down here on the bottom, I use these last three blanks, if you will, for our family subjects, for our group studies. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and fill in now, everything that we do in regards to family subjects, family studies in our homeschool. In this section, you will find our Gather Round unit. So whatever Gather Round unit we happen to be doing, this is written and kept track of in the family subjects section. Any additional Bible studies that we're doing, any like devotionals, read alouds, anything of that nature, they all get written down here in this bottom section, history included. We have history from the good and the beautiful that we are going to be using at our leisure, at our pace, at a set that works for us this homeschool year. So that's written down here as well as the read alouds that we're doing, because I like to keep track of the read alouds that we read each homeschool year as a family, so that at the end of the year I can kind of look back at the things that we read together and, just have that reminder, if you will, for lack of a better word. So once that's all filled out, my work is done. Now it's time just to fill it in as we complete it through the school week. Here is your daily chores section, your weekly chores, and then a reading log. So this is another spot where we can keep track of read alouds and individual books that my children happen to be reading. That's what I do here. I do both. I do individual books and read alouds. On the left-hand side, they will have their chores. They each have specific chores. That's also a page that you could make a copy of and just give it to each of your children independently, if you will. And they all could have their own chore list, which is what we prefer to do here in our home. They each have their own chore list and their daily tasks that they have to do, and they get rewarded for those things. So that is a look inside my homeschool planner. That is how I keep track of things. It's very simple. It's supposed to be simple. That is my heart and soul here at Simply Living It. I want simple. I want something I can manage, something I'm going to stick with, something that I'm actually going to do. So again, it's the next week. After week 1 of our beginning homeschool, this is going to be the second week of our homeschool. So I'm going to come through and fill everything out just as I did before. So each line going across is going to keep track of Aiden's subjects. Then we have Cooper's subjects. And then the third row down are going to be my youngest subjects. And then group subjects, as I showed you before, will all be in the bottom 3 chunks. This is how I use it. It works for me. This can be made however you want. You could have a copy for each of your children if you so desire. But for us, I like one big book for me to keep track of. I keep track of all independent studies, which are these 3 top bars going across, all independent. Then we'll have group subjects down below, family subjects, Bible time, gather round homeschool, history from the good and beautiful, whatever. That's how we do it here in our home. It works for us. I know for some this might be kind of crazy and chaotic, but I love this. I love this method. It has given me so much freedom. This is how I plan our homeschool day. This is how I plan
kind of what we have entailed for each day. I have an overview of the things that we have in our homeschool, the things that are available to us that we can use. And then I pick and choose, depending on our block scheduled day, what we want to use, what we want to accomplish. Also depending on moods. Some days we can handle a little bit more. Some days we can't. Some days it's all we can do to get through independent subjects. It just truly depends. But that's a look inside my homeschool planner and how I plan our homeschool.
Like I said, it's not a one size fits all. Just like curriculum, right? I could talk about a homeschool curriculum on here that I may share with you all that is something that does not work in your home, and vice versa. Maybe you like to homeschool in the evening because it works for your family. Maybe your husband homeschools the kids because that's what fits your family. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like for your situation, but I want you to know, and I want to encourage you in this season of all the back to school things, right? There's a lot of information out there. Make it fit your home and your homeschool, because if it doesn't, it's not going to work anyway, right? Yes, let's challenge ourselves, right? I'm challenging myself in a few different areas. I'm working on a few different things, setting goals and being a little bit more strict and intentional in certain areas of my life. Those are all good. Let's put those systems in play, right? Like that's what we're doing right now, putting those systems in play to reap the benefits and the rewards of those systems. So that's what I have for you in today's video. I want you to know, if you are new here, in case you have missed it, if you have not been around our Simply Living It tribe for very long, we just released a podcast. Yes, and this is huge. So here at Simply Living It, I'm a homeschool mom of 3 boys. I'm going on our 9th year as a homeschool family, and I have a very, very, very dear friend who we have joined together, Christy from One Blessed Mess, and I have joined together and created a podcast all about motherhood, lifestyle, homeschooling, marriage, Jesus, everything. If you're a podcast mama, I'll leave everything linked down below. Our podcast is Motherhood on Purpose. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever that's called. I have no idea. Google Podcasts, wherever you happen to listen to your podcasts. You can find us everywhere. And we also have a YouTube channel, because I know many, many, many mamas who don't do podcasts, but they love YouTube. So that is there for you as well if you are a YouTube mama or whatever your listening preference might be. If you are needing some encouragement in a different light, we would love for you to join us over on our podcast channel as well, Motherhood on Purpose. Here at Simply Living It, you can expect to get all the same content as always. 1 video a week for now in this season. Here at Simply Living It, I love sharing all things homeschool related, all things encouragement. That's what I love to do. Not to necessarily bring you a bunch more resources, but to just say, this is how we do it. This is what fits our home. Make it work for you and your home. Find the heartbeat of your own home, right? Thank you for joining us on this crazy, beautiful adventure here at Simply Living It. I will see you in our next upload. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving us a thumbs up and clicking that red subscribe button if you have not already. I'll see you in our next video. Bye.